everyone. My name is Janelle Riley. I'm an editor at Variety. Thank you so much for coming out to the theater to see this movie on the big screen. I'm so pleased to welcome two of tonight's guests who made this movie possible. Please join me in welcoming co-writer director Park Chan-wook and actor Lee Byung-hun. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on a very tragic but very, very funny movie. I want to start with Director Park because I know this is an adaptation of Donald Westlake's novel, The Axe, and you've been wanting to make this film for something like 20 years. How many changes did it go through over those years?
예, 처음 소설을 읽은 지가 20년이 됐어요. 그리고 영화를 만들 엄두는 못 낸 채로 그냥 희망만 가진 채로 한 5년을 보냈고 본격적으로 이제 작업을 시작한 지는 15년이 됐네요.
So it's actually been 20 years since I first read the novel, but I hadn't had the courage to get started on the adaptation process. So it's actually been 15 years since I started the work for the adaptation.
처음에는 이 작품, 이 소설이 제가 정말 제일 좋아하는 영화 중에 하나인 포인트 블랭크를 쓴 원작자의 또 다른 작품이다라는 이유만으로 골라서 읽기 시작한 책이었습니다.
And the reason why I initially decided to read this novel is because the writer of the novel was also a writer for the writer for the novel that one of my favorite movies of all time was based on, which is Point Blank.
안 보신 분 있으면 꼭 보세요. 리만이 나오는 정말 좋은 영화입니다.
If there's anyone here who hasn't watched the movie, I hope you get to watch it. It has Lee Marvin in it, and it's a really, really, really good movie.
그런데 이제 제가 소설을 각색을 하는 데 있어서 제일 근본적인 변화를 주었던 것은 물론 뭐 이 디테일을 보면 정말 거의 하나도 남은 건 없이 다 생각해서 쓰다시피 했지만 근본적인 변화는 아마도 만수가 어떤 행동을 했는지 눈치채버린다라는 것이었습니다.
In the process of adapting the novel, I think the most fundamental change that I made, of course, when you look at the details changes, the little smaller changes, everything has really changed from the original novel. But if you consider the most fundamental change from the novel is the fact that the family begins to notice what this main character has been up to.
그렇게 됨으로써 가족을 위해서 이 일을 한다라고 어쩔 수가 없다 이렇게 스스로 자기가 했던 주문을 외우면서 그렇게 정당화했던 만수가 결국 그 행동 때문에 아내가 자기를 멀리하게 됐다라는 결국 이 가정을 지키기 위한 행동 때문에 묻게 됐다라는 이 거대한 부조리한 아이러니가 제가 이 작품을 각색을 해서 영화를 꼭 만들고 싶다라는 그 생각을 포기하지 않게 하는 주된 이유였습니다.
And because of this, he tells himself that he has no other choice but to do all of this for his family. That was the justification that he's told himself as he's doing these horrible actions. But it's the very action that he took that leads to his wife and his son growing more distant from him. So it's his actions of attempt to protect his family that ends up actually shattering the family. And this absurd irony of the story is what fascinated me and allowed me to never give up on my attempt to make this movie.
And as an actor, I'm curious, what about this role spoke to you, and how do you prepare for a role like this? Because it's very mentally and physically demanding, and I don't know if you are the kind of actor to take your work home with you, if you have a way of sort of letting go of a character at the end of the day, or if this one stuck with you.
만수라는 역은 굉장히 우리가 주변에서 흔히 볼 수 있는 아주 평범한 캐릭터예요. 가족을 끔찍히 생각하고 그리고 자기가 이루어놓은 것에 대해서 굉장히 만족감과 행복감을 느끼는 그런 평범한 사람인데 갑작스러운 해고 통보를 받고 자기가 지금까지 지켜오던 것을 소중한 가족과 그리고 자기가 가까스로 구한 집 이런 것들을 지켜야 되겠다는 생각으로 정말 바보 같은 어리석은 결정을 내리고 그것을 꾸역꾸역 어쩔 수 없이 해나가는 그런 상황들이 있기 때문에 사실 평범한 캐릭터이지만 그가 걸어가야 할 여정은 그 어떤 영화보다도 감정의 굴곡이 굉장히 심하고 정말 다양한 감정들을 다 표현해야 되는 그런 역할이었기 때문에 배우로서는 굉장히 도전해야 될 과제이기도 했고 또 한편으로는 굉장히 흥미로운 그런 약간 마음을 설레게 하는 그런 역할이었어요.
Gansu is a very ordinary man. He loves his family to death, and he derives happiness from what he has achieved. And when he's suddenly fired, everything that he's built up, his family, his house, is in peril. And therefore, he makes some pretty idiotic decisions and is forcefully executing his plan. And in his path throughout this film, there are so many emotional ups and downs, and I have to express such a variety of different emotions. As an actor, that can feel like a challenge, but it's also extremely exciting.
I do have to say, when he has to give the dog up, that's the most heartbreaking thing I can imagine. That's when I would start killing. The two of you obviously worked together before. What is it like reuniting after all this time? How have you changed, and did you sort of have a shorthand that you fell back into?
네, 처음에 25년 전에 처음 만난 유재스의 작품을 했고 그때만 해도 저나 병원이나 뭐 경력이 완전히 아니 그런 말은 좀 어울리지 않네요. 저는 안정이 안 돼 있는 정도가 아니라 이 작품마저 실패하면 영원히 감독을 못할 것이 뻔한 그런 상태에 있었기 때문에 그 처절한 마음으로 잠시도 긴장의 끈을 놓지 못하고 찍어야 했던 그런 불안정한 감정이었고요. 병원도 TV 스타였지만 영화에서는 아직 큰 박스오피스에 큰 성과를 내지 못한 상태였기 때문에 조금 초조한 그런 단계에 있었죠. 그래서 그때에 비하면 지금은 나이도 들고 또 그 병원도 가정을 이루고 아이들도 키우고 또 완전히 확고한 스타의 지위를 차지하고 그런 누리고 있는 상태이기 때문에 이번 작업은 매우 편안하고 여유롭고 그런 상태에서 진행했다고 저는 생각하는데 저는 그랬는데 병원의 마음은 또 다르더라고요.
So 25 years ago, we had worked on the movie JSA, and at that time our career wasn't very stable. Actually, I think the word stable is not appropriate to describe the state I specifically was in. Because at that time, if I had failed that movie, I would have never been able to work as a director. So I was working from the sense of great devastation. I was always tensed up. I was a very unstable director in every sense of the word. And I think for Hyungan as well, he was a TV star, but he hasn't had much achievements in the theatrical box office. So I think he was a little nervous about that too. But now that we've both gotten older, and Hyungan now has family, he has kids, and he's clearly become a star of Korea and beyond. This time working together again, I think it was a much much more comfortable and relaxed experience. Or so I thought, but I think Hyunwoo feels differently. So why don't you hear his side of the story?
감독님은 25년 전이나 지금이나 뭐 변화하신 게 거의 없어요. 너무 늘 다정하고 점잖은 정말 젠틀한 그런 분이시고, 근데 그런 모습과 달리 배우들에게 혹은 또 스태프들 각자의 부서에게 요구하는 상황은 저걸 어떻게 사람이 할 수가 있지 싶을 정도의 요구를 하세요. 근데 그것도 아주 정작해. 그러니까 뭐라고 얘기도 못하고 그냥 모든 스태프들과 배우들은 해야 되는구나 하고서 이제 하는데, 저만 해도 사실 뭐 감독님과 너무 평소에도 이제 작품은 그 사이에 못했지만 친하게 지냈기 때문에 괜찮았는데, 나머지 배우들은 정말 저한테 얘기하기를 전날부터 잠이 안 온다고, 촬영이 있는데 그만큼 굉장히 정신적으로 힘들었고, 그리고 또 박 감독님이라는 거장과 함께 처음으로 일을 했기 때문에 굉장히 늘 긴장하면서 한다, 이런 얘기들을 함께한 동료들은 얘기를 했었어요.
I think since 25 years ago, Director Park really hasn't changed. He's always been so gentle and has a really warm demeanor. But as an actor, and even as a head of department or crew member on one of his films, you want to ask, how can he ask a person of such things? He is really asking something very demanding of us, and it's said in such a gentle way that we think, okay, I guess I have to do it now. And of course, I'm very close to Director Park, but for the other actors who hadn't worked with him before, it was to the extent that they would tell me, oh, I really can't sleep the night before because they're so nervous, and it would really be mentally taxing for them, and also with the pressure of working with such a master of his craft, and you could really feel that tension from them.
예를 들면 제가 첫 번째 영화 초반에 면접씬이 있어요. 그 면접씬은 그 대사나 얼굴의 감정만으로도 이미 굉장히 아주 예민한 그런 어떤 감정을 연기해야 되는 상황인데, 그 연기를 하고 하면서 대사를 하면서 저 빌딩 앞에 비춰지는 그 햇빛을 되게 불편해하는 그 빛을 피하려고 하는 동시에 갑자기 밀려오는 식통으로 손이 올라가다가 앞에 있는 사람들을 의식하면서 다시 내리고, 그 긴장과 불안감 때문에 떨려오는 다리를, 이쪽 다리를 이렇게 누르고 그러다가 안정이 되니까 다시 켜고, 이런 모든 것들을 한꺼번에 연기를 해야 됐어요. 그래서 그 씬이 가장 기억에 남는 씬 중에 하나예요.
If you guys remember that one of the very early scenes when Mansu is in the interview room, there are a lot of very nuanced and sensitive emotions that I have to show with my face, and of course there's the dialogue, and then there's the light beam reflecting off the building outside that Mansu is looking at, and he raises his hand slightly and then lowers it again, then his leg is shaking, and then he straightens his leg. And in balancing all these different elements, I found that to be quite a challenge.
Wansu, his actions are obviously very questionable, but at the same time, I think, we've all wondered what we would do in a situation like this. Is that something you find yourself thinking about or discussing? 'Cause I don't think either of your careers are going anywhere, but with the advent of AI, this all feels, extra timely. It's probably something you thought about.
네, 그런 얘기 많이 했죠. 특히 경험 배우가 질문이 많았습니다. 이런 상황에 놓였다고 해서 살인까지, 연쇄살인까지 저지를 수 있느냐, 그게 가능할까, 관객들이 그것에 대해서 납득할까, 이런 질문 많이 했습니다.
Yes, we've had a lot of those conversations. Pyongyang is especially asking a lot of questions in that vein. Like, just because someone is in that situation, would they necessarily become a serial killer? Is that even possible? And would the audience be able to understand his decision? He's asking a lot of questions. questions like that.
저는 계속 답하기를 관객이 완벽하게 동의하지 않는 것이 포인트다. 어느 순간에는 좀 빨려 들어가다가 그러니까 이 만수의 그 처지, 그 절박한 심정, 또 이병헌의 그 호소력이 강한 연기에 말려들어서 그의 그 입장을 이해하고 심지어 응원까지 하게 되는 초보 살인자로서 이렇게 어리버리하게 실수하고 허둥지둥 할 때 아이고 좀 잘하지 하는 그런 속의 마음이 응원하는 마음이 막 들 정도로 그렇게 하다가 또 어느 순간 관객은 가만있어 봐 이게 이래도 되나? 이거 살인인데 이렇게까지 하는 건 안 되잖아 라고 하면서 저 사람이 지금 뭘 하고 있는 거지? 하고 거리를 다시 말해서 비판적인 거리를 유지하면서 보는 이런 것이 반복적으로 왔다 갔다 하게 되기를 바랬습니다.
And I kept answering his questions in this way. The audience isn't supposed to completely agree with the character Mansu. That's precisely the point of this story. So at certain moments, the audience is completely absorbed by Mansu and his tragedy. And of course, this is further convincing for the audience by Lee Byung-hun's moving performance of the character as well. So the audience understands Mansu and even roots for his goal. But at and then when they watch him as this first-time killer who's so terrible at his job, they even watch him go through the murders and eternally tell him to do a better job. Like, oh my God, like you messed up, you should have done better. And at other moments, we begin to realize that wait, this act that he's doing, he's actually murdering people. Like, what is that guy doing? And in that moment, the audience has created this critical distance between the character and themselves. And to repeatedly waver between these two states, that was my intention for the character in the film.
그래도 병은 만족하지 않았어요. 제 승리 만족스럽지 않은 거예요. 그래서 계속 끝없이 그 같은 그림들을 보고 자기에게도 질문하고 저에게도 질문하고 끝까지 그랬습니다. 그래서 나중에는 뭐라고 했냐면 그러니까 병원의 말은 그거예요. 나 같으면요 실직했다고 연쇄살인을 하지는 못할 것 같아요. 라는 거였는데 저의 대답은 이건 네가 아니야. 만수는 네가 아니라 실직을 해서 연쇄살인을 하는 사람이야. 그 사람에 관한 얘기야. 라는 것이 제 대답이 바보 같은 소리인지 몰라도 지금 저의 대답은 그랬습니다.
But I don't think Hyung-hun was ever satisfied with my answer because he kept asking those same questions to me and to himself until the very end of our filmmaking journey. So what Hyung-hun keeps saying is that, oh, if I were to lose my job, I would have become a serial killer. So I have to keep telling him, but you're not Mansu. This is a story about Mansu, who is someone who would become a serial killer just because he lost his job. And perhaps that is kind of a dumb answer, but that was the answer that I've always had in my mind.
근데 배우는 제가 정말 아주 최악의 빌런을 역할을 맡더라도 그 인물을 충분히 100% 이해하고 내가 그 인물의 설득을 당해야 비로소 내가 그 캐릭터에 젖어서 관객들을 설득시켜야 되는 것이 배우의 직업이라고 생각을 하거든요. 그렇기 때문에 저는 객관적인 입장에서 소설처럼 읽었을 때는 어떻게 해고를 당했다고 이런 결심을 할까 생각을 했지만 어떻게 억지로라도 그 인물을 제 것으로 만들어야 했어요. 그리고 억지로라도 그 인물을 이해할 수밖에 없어요.
Even when I'm playing the worst villain, I need to 100% understand that character and be convinced by that character in order to in turn convince the audience of that character's motives. So when I'm reading the script and like looking at the character Mansu, it's as if I'm reading a novel and I have a relatively objective point of view, but when I'm acting, I'm not thinking, how could he do this? I'm really making his motives mine and embodying him to the full.
지금처럼 만약에 국경제를 제거를 하는 방향 쪽으로 계속 선택을 한다면 지금처럼 세계적으로 여기저기 영화제 다니면서 아마 나만한 배우는 없을 거예요.
If I was really embodying him truly, there wouldn't be a lot of competing actors left at the film circuit.
Again, I just want to reiterate, if you take my dog, I will become a serial killer. I completely understand. I'm very sympathetic. I want to ask if you can all stay seated so they can get out of here, but thank you so much for being a great audience. Please let everyone recognize.